Have you ever hit your late 20s or 30s, looked around at all your friends getting married and thought, God, why am I still single when I've been trying so hard to do things your way? Today we're talking about what it means if you're still single at this age, especially if you're walking with Jesus and hoping for a relationship. We'll go through why it might be happening, what the Bible really says about it, stories from people who've been there, and ways to handle it without losing your mind. If you felt left behind or confused, this could change how you see things. Keep watching because there's some good news in here that might surprise you. The big issue here is that being single longer than you expected can really mess with your head, especially in a world where everyone seems to be pairing up young. You're at church, seeing couples hold hands during worship, or scrolling through your feed full of engagement photos and baby announcements. Meanwhile, you're going home alone, wondering if something's broken in you. Maybe you've dated a few times, but nothing sticks. Or worse, you haven't even had a real date in years. It makes you question stuff like, am I not attractive enough? Did I mess up somewhere and now God's punishing me? And in Christian groups, it can feel extra heavy because people talk about marriage like it's the next step after getting saved. If you're in your 30s or beyond and still waiting, you start feeling like an outsider, like everyone's moving forward but you. That loneliness hits hard at night, or during holidays when family's asking questions. It can even shake your faith, making you think God's forgotten you or that his promises don't apply to your life. We're digging into this because it's not just about being single. It's about the hurt and doubt that come with it, when you thought things would be different by now. To understand this better, we need to look at why being single at this age might actually be part of something bigger, not a mistake. First off, let's think about how life works these days. Back in Bible times, people got married super young, like teens, because life was short and families needed help on farms or whatever. But now we're living longer, going to school longer, building careers. The average age for marriage has jumped up to like late 20s or early 30s for a lot of people. So if you're single at 30, you're not some weird exception, you're kind of normal. But in church, we sometimes act like if you're not hitched by 25, something's off. That's not from the Bible. That's from old traditions or movies. God doesn't have a clock ticking like that. He sees your whole life, not just this moment. Take a look at some Bible folks who are single way past what we'd call young. Jesus was 30 when he started his ministry, and he never got married. Think about that the Son of God chose singleness for his whole time on earth. If anyone could have had a spouse, it was him, but he didn't. Why? Because his mission was bigger, and he showed us that you can have a full, amazing life without a partner. Then there's Paul, who wrote half the New Testament. He was single, and in 1 Corinthians 7, he basically says being single is great because you can give all your time to God without worrying about pleasing a husband or wife. He wasn't sad about it. He saw it as a plus. Or look at Jeremiah. He was a prophet, and God told him straight up not to marry because tough times were coming. God had a plan that needed him single. These stories show that singleness isn't a backup plan. It's sometimes the main plan, at least for a season. But maybe you're thinking, okay, but I want marriage and I've been praying for it. That's fair. The Bible says God gives good things to those who ask, like in Matthew 7. But good things don't always come when we want. Remember Hannah? She wanted a kid so bad she cried in the temple. People thought she was drunk because she was praying so hard. She was older, married but childless, which back then was like being single in terms of feeling incomplete. God made her wait, but then gave her Samuel, who became a huge leader. The wait wasn't to hurt her. It was to build her faith and set up something big. Same could be true for you. Being single at this age might be God getting you ready for a relationship that's way better than if you'd settled earlier. Let's talk real life for a bit. I have a friend named Alex. He's 34 now, still single. In his 20s, he dated a couple girls from church, but they didn't work out. One wanted to party more than pray. Another just didn't click. He got down about it, especially when his best friend got married at 26. But during these years, Alex started leading a small group for guys at church. He traveled to a few mission trips, learned how to handle money better, and dealt with some family stuff from his parents' split. Now he's way more solid. If he'd married young, he says he would have brought all that baggage in and probably struggled. Instead, being single gave him space to grow. Last year, he met this girl at a conference. They're dating now, taking it slow. He thinks the wait saved him from a bad match. Another example, my sister. She's 38, single. She always dreamed of kids by 30. Didn't happen. She went through a phase where she was mad at God, like, why me? But she started reading books on singleness, like one by this author who talks about using your time for God. She joined a hiking group through church, made tons of friends, even started a blog about faith in everyday life. Now she's happier than some married people I know. She says if marriage comes, cool, but she's not waiting around anymore, her life is full. Stories like that show being single at this age doesn't mean stuck. It can mean free to do stuff you couldn't otherwise. Now, why might God keep you single right now? One reason could be protection. Maybe he's keeping you from the wrong person. We've all seen those marriages that look good at first but fall apart because people rushed. Like in your 20s, you might pick someone based on looks or fun times, but not on if they really love Jesus or handle hard stuff well. God knows the future. In Proverbs 16:9 it says we plan our way, but God directs our steps. He might be closing doors to save you pain. Think about it if you married that guy from college who seemed nice, but later you found out he wasn't faithful. That would have hurt way more. God sees that and says no for now. Another thing, maybe it's about your own heart. Being single longer lets you figure out who you are in God without leaning on someone else. A lot of us have stuff like fear of being alone or needing approval. Marriage won't fix that, it might make it worse. God uses this time to heal you. Like in Psalm 23, he leads us to quiet waters to restore our soul. Singleness can be that quiet water if you let it. You learn to find joy in Jesus, not in dates or likes on an app. That way when someone comes, you're whole, not looking for them to complete you. Also, think about serving God. When you're single, you can say yes to things easier, like volunteering late or moving for a job that helps people or spending hours in prayer. Paul talked about that married people have to think about their family, which is good, but singles have more freedom. If you're still single at this age, maybe God's got a job for you right now that needs all your focus. I know a lady at my church who's 42, single, and she runs this program for kids from broken homes. She says if she was married with her own kids, she couldn't pour in as much. God's using her big time. But let's not sugarcoat it, being single at this age can suck sometimes. The loneliness is real. Nights when you just want someone to talk to about your day, or seeing couples at events and feeling like the odd one out. It's okay to feel sad about it. The Bible has tons of people who complain to God. David in the Psalms was always like, "How long, Lord?" God didn't zap him for that, he listened. So talk to God about it. Cry if you need to, but then get up and live. Don't put everything on hold waiting for a spouse. How do you make the most of it? Start with building habits that last. Get into the Word every day, not just reading, but thinking about what it means, like read Ephesians 5 about marriage, but see how it applies to loving people now. Pray for your future spouse if you want, but also pray for strength today. Hang out with friends, don't isolate. Join groups where you can meet people naturally, like Bible studies or sports leagues through church. But don't make it all about finding someone, that's tiring. Work on yourself too. Exercise to feel good, eat stuff that gives you energy. Learn a skill like cooking or playing guitar. Travel if you can see God's world. Help others. Volunteer at a shelter or mentor a kid. All this makes you interesting and ready for whatever comes. And date if chances come up, but be picky. Look for someone who's growing in faith, kind and fun to be with. Don't settle just because you're tired of waiting. What about the pressure from others? Family saying, "When are you going to find someone?" Or friends trying to set you up with anyone. It's annoying. Just smile and say, "I'm trusting God with that." You don't owe explanations. And remember, marriage isn't perfect. I have married friends who deal with arguments, money stress, kid stuff. It's great, but not a fix-all. Singleness has perks too, like sleeping in, spending money how you want, quiet time whenever. Let's go deeper into Bible stuff. In Ecclesiastes 3, it says there's a time for everything, a time to be born, die, plant, harvest. That includes a time to be single and a time for love. If you're in the single time longer, trust it's for a reason. God isn't random. Like with Joseph, he was single, sold as a slave in prison for years, felt forgotten, but that time got him ready to save his family and Egypt. Your single years might be prepping you for something you can't see yet. Or Esther. She was single when chosen for the king, but before that, she had to prepare for a year. Waiting, learning, getting ready, then she saved her people. God uses waits to build us. In Isaiah 30:18, it says God waits to be gracious to us, to show mercy. He's not in a hurry because he wants the best. Now on emotions, it's normal to grieve what you thought life would be. You pictured marriage by now, maybe kids. When it doesn't happen, it's like losing a dream. Talk to a trusted friend or counselor. Don't bottle it. God heals broken hearts, like in Psalm 34:18, he's close to the crushed in spirit. Socially expand your circle. Go to conferences, join online Christian groups, but be safe, check people out. And don't forget fun, laugh, watch movies, eat ice cream. Life's not on pause. Financially, use this time smart. Save money, pay off debt. Marriage costs a lot. House, kids, being ready helps. Health-wise, take care of your body. Walk, run, eat veggies. Mental health too. Read books on joy and singleness. Spiritually, dive in. Fast, sometimes worship loud. Build that relationship with God so strong that nothing shakes it. Culturally, know that in some places people marry later. It's okay. God's not bound by trends. Historically, lots of Christians stayed single or married late. Monks, nuns, missionaries. They changed the world. Psychologically, singleness can teach resilience. You learn to be okay alone, which is huge even in marriage. In Song of Solomon, love is described as not waking it before its time. Don't force it. Proverbs 19:21. Many plans in a person's heart, but God's purpose prevails. Real talk, if you're in your 40s or older, still single, don't lose hope. God did big things late in life, like Sarah having a baby at 90. Modern folks too, people meet and marry later, have great lives. But if marriage never comes, that's okay too. God's plan is good either way. Paul was content single. Surrender it all. Like Abraham offering Isaac, give your dream to God. The big turning point here is realizing that being single at this age isn't a curse or a sign you failed. It's often God's way of saying, I have more for you right here, right now, and my timing is perfect. When you get that, the anxiety drops. You stop chasing and start living in what God has today. That shift brings peace that no relationship status can touch. It's what set people free in the Bible and does the same now. So, we've talked about the pain of being single longer. Bible examples like Jesus and Paul, real stories from friends, reasons like protection and growth, ways to handle it daily. It's not easy, but it's not wasted. God sees you, loves you, and has a plan that's way better than quick fixes. Lean into Him, live full, and watch what happens. Subscribe for more on handling singleness and dating as a Christian.